Hey designer, I want you to stop, drop, and rotate your creativity. And you're probably like thinking, Stacy, why should I stop, drop, and rotate my creativity? Can you be more clear with why? Of course I can. My name is Stacy Schilling. I'm a visual design expert. I'm the creator and owner of Stacy Schilling Education Design Hub, and I'm here to make it easier on you to understand why you should stop, drop, and rotate your creativity. As a creative individual, I have done a number of projects in my career on the art side as well as the design side and everything in between. And what I have learned and found is when I'm working on a project, no matter if it's a drawing, a painting, a photography project, a design project, whether it's a logo or a website or a business card, whatever the case may be, I have learned the importance of stopping what I'm doing, dropping everything, and rotating my creativity onto another project. And the reason why is, as a creative, we tend to sometimes get locked into what we're working on. And sometimes when we get locked into what we're working on, we can get stuck. And what I mean by getting stuck is sometimes we get those things called creative blocks. And it's those blocks that come to us to where we go, I don't know what I'm doing. I don't know what I want to do with this project. I don't know what I want to do with this art piece. I don't know where to go with it. I don't know how to make it come alive. I don't know how to finish it. And what happens is when we get stuck in that place, we try to force ourselves to like, oh yes, I gotta make this work. The problem is we're hammering in onto trying to make something work that we just need to stop what we're doing, drop it, and rotate with something else. What happens is when we get locked up on a project and we're so determined to finish it, when our creativity is blocked, it makes it harder to finish the project on time. And it really can do a number on you frustration-wise because you're like, I want to finish this, I'm under a time crunch, but I don't know what I'm doing because your creativity is blocked. That's because you need to step away from what you're doing and take a step back and ask yourself, what is not working and why and how can I fix this? Great way to solve this problem is to rotate another creative project in your workload. And you're like, wait a minute, I've already got 5 going on, I don't need a 6th one. No, it doesn't have to be an actual another job from a client or another website. It could be a painting. It could be a photograph. It could be working on a sculpture. It could be coloring in a coloring book. It could be writing a poem or writing a short story. Whatever it is creatively that you think you could do, it could be baking. It could be cleaning. That's creative, right? If your place is a hot mess, you want to look at clean. That's creative. You know, all the creative ways of where to put everything and style it back up. So we want to step away from what we're doing and drop it and rotate it with another project. I'll give you a really awesome example. So I do a lot of creative projects, and sometimes my creativity gets locked up. For instance, I have been working on trying to figure out what I want to do for banner ads for my business. What should the banner ads say? What should they look like? And what type of message am I trying to reach to my target audience? And I want to make sure that I have the right message, I have the right graphic, I have the right design, so when these ads are running, my audience will find the information and want to work with me. And it's a lot of work to try to figure out what I want to do and how it should look and try to get that right message. So I've had a little trouble figuring out what I should do. So my solution was to stop what I was doing, put it to a side, leave it alone, and focus on something else. And so in the process of focusing on something else, I completely changed to something completely different. I started working on my kids' book. And you're like, what? Like, yes. I started working on my kids' book. I'm actually in the process of writing 2 kids books. One of them is going to be a kids picture book. And you're like, what? I'm like, yeah. I'm not only writing my entire kids book, I'm illustrating the book. And once I'm done, I'm actually going to do all the layout and design. So all I need is a publisher to help me produce and publish the book. And I'm also doing some marketing for my book. And so what I've had to do was take the creativity process and those blocks that I had with these Facebook ads and move them to something else. So when I decided to turn away and drop the Facebook ads for right now and focus on working on my book, I was able to create several different concepts of a cover. Now my cover isn't officially done yet. There's going to be some additions and some tweaks to it, but it's in a place to where I'm really happy with it. It's gone through like several different design concepts, and it's in a place where I'm actually really happy with it, but there's some tweaks I want to make, and I got some feedback from a publisher. Yes, I have a publisher. I'm so excited. So I have made some tweaks, and I'm going to make some more tweaks to that cover till I feel like it's done and it's solidified and it's what I want it to be. And I actually wrote my story, and I got some great feedback on my story from other writers, and I've already edited that book and made some changes. Now I got some more feedback from the publisher on what she would like me to do. Her recommendation was to read my book out loud, hear how it sounds, so that way I can tell if I need to rewrite something or take something out completely, and just re-edit the book to get it to where it needs to be and to where I feel like it's finished and it's ready for a copy editor or line editor to edit my book, and as well as finish illustrating it and laying out the entire book. So when I decided to basically stop working on my Facebook ads and just drop them completely and shift my creativity over to my book, the cover is going along really, really well. The book has already been written. It's already gone through one round of revisions. I'm getting ready to record it so I can listen to it and see if there's a second and third and fourth round to see how many more revisions I have to make until I feel like it needs to go a copy editor. I've given myself a crazy deadline to finish this book by the end of this month. It is now March 11th. So that means I have 20 days to finish editing the book and doing all the illustration and producing it so it can go to publishing. Crazy, but I'm determined to do it. Whether I achieve my goal or not, I don't know, but that's my goal. I'm going to work really hard to it. So when you're working on a project for either for yourself or for a client, and you're feeling like things are not working for you, stop what you're doing. Just stop the project, put it to a side for a day or 2 days or maybe even a week and go, you know what? I don't know what I'm doing with this thing right now. I have to do something else. Find another creative project to work on. Is there another client project that you're working on that you can pick up? Is there something that you've been wanting to do? Like, have you been wanting to like spring clean your closet and organize it creatively and give it a different look? Have you wanted to repaint your house and redecorate? Have you wanted to work on a painting or finish a painting? Have you wanted to read a book or write a book? Have you wanted to write poetry? Have you wanted to record videos for yourself or for your business? What creative tasks have you put aside that you've decided you don't have time to do that now you could start implementing into your life? Figure out what creative project or projects do you want to work on and start adding them. And it doesn't have to be like an entire day. You don't have to take a whole day and clean out your closet if that's something creative for you. You can take 5 minutes if you have 5 minutes. If you've got 30 minutes, do it in 30 minutes or an hour. Put it on your calendar. Schedule it on your calendar. Pick a day, pick a time block. Put a notification on your calendar to notify you at an hour before that from this hour to this hour, you're going to work on this creative project, whatever it might be. And when you work on this project, give it its full benefit. And then when you're done, you're going to feel really good. Now, you might not get very far in the project, but you might get further along. Like maybe you started painting, you walked away from it months ago, and then you're like, you know what? I want to work on it for an hour. and then you realize I'm going to work on it for 2 hours, and you go, I'm done. But as you're working on these other projects, what you're doing is you're rotating your creativity. When you rotate your creativity, you're stepping away from what you were working on and put it towards something else. Now your mind has time to relax, and it can process other things and ideas for this project that you had stopped and dropped and rotated out of your workload into something else. Now you can figure out what you want to do with the project, where you want to take it, and how you want to finish it. Now, if you're still having problems and you're not sure what you want to do with the project and you need a sounding board, well, you need to go to my website, stacyschilling.com. You need to click on the link that says private lessons, and you can choose 5-hour or 10-hour or 20-hour lessons. And in those lessons, we can work together via Zoom, and I can listen and see what you're working on with your project, why it's not working, and maybe I might have 1 or 2 or 3 or 4 or 5 more suggestions that can help unblock those creative blocks that you're having and help you be able to visualize and see your project from a different perspective. So not only can you finish it on time, but within budget. So if you have any more questions, you can always go to my website, stacyschilling.com. Other than that, designer, I hope you have a great day. Bye.